You have some Cuban doctors out here in Jamaica where government use with tax money to employ at the health center them and the hospital them. See? Where them need to go back home. Cause them not like we. They don't like we, they don't respect we, and them not give one giving fucking care in the world for we. Then just there because them there's no better for them to do. So them most of them just come here expecting say a vacation, then come to Jamaica. Pan. Watch this. Monday night, my son have a asthma attack. Zin? So because me have the nebulizer in my house, I never have him regular pump them finish, so me have the nebulizer at the house. Me put him on the nebulizer for stabilize him, for make him, can sleep properly and alright. Yesterday in the morning now, me wake up early, go to the clinic. My son did still a wheeze. Me go up at the clinic. Highgate, up at Highgate clinic with my son. Me go to the nurse, explain the situation to the nurse. The nurse say, like our husband is an emergency, just go to the doctor, so the doctor can, test him and put him on the pump in the meantime before they're ready to really look on him, but them need to stabilize him again. So anyways, me go in, knock on the door, step in to one of the Cuban doctor them, where they up at Highgate Health Center. When me go in, me explain, say, hey, my son have an asthma attack from last night. Me put him on the nebulizer last night and stabilize him, but because him pump them finish and all of them things, that me carry him up here so that him can get back in medication and get placed back on the nebulizer up here, because all of the prescription them me have for the nebulizer at home, them finish, so it check on him. The doctor just say, well, go to the other doctor over there, I can't deal with that now. Me go to the other doctor because at the time of the two Cuban doctors at work, two female Cuban doctors at work. So me go cross to the other doctor and tell her the same thing. She send me back to the next doctor. Now me there up there from about 9 o'clock or 8:30, 9 o'clock. You know what time? After them give peer attitude and then start walk up and down. Them a walk from this doctor here, walk over the next doctor, and them in there chat while them not have no patient, and my son did a wait and I get worse. You get what me I say? Them a walk up and down and I scrub them face and I say a certain amount of people them supposed to work on feed day. Me never know say with tax money I pay. Remember in a private doctor where you pay your money figure where them can say alright, only 5 or 6 person we are work with pan for the day. We are pay them people have to work from 9 to 5. And them I go tell you say, alright, me see 30 persons feed day already, so even though at 2 o'clock, we not see nobody else. And that them are saying, say them not see nobody else because them already see the amount of person where them supposed to see for the day. Me never know say I buy a number the doctor them a work. Anyway, them start to and from. And me I say, me go back to one of the doctor. And me I say, wait, I came to you and me say to you, say, my son have an asthma attack and him need assistance. And instead of you looking at him, you up and down, walk up and down and I complain about your work and you're seeing enough people for the day and you're not seeing anybody else. And them just give peer attitude right through and them a complain, and instead of them a see the patient, them fi clear up the place, them a walk up and down, this a one I go over that the one day and that the one day I go over that the one day. When the nurse them finish with patient, because me I observe more than what happened to my son. When the nurse them finish with each patient, check them pressure and whatever, and carry the dockets them to the doctor them. The two doctor them I take up back in dockets them, I carry them back round to the nurse, round at the nurse, and I say them nah see nobody else. one of the superior worker up there, I fi go to them, I believe one supervisor, I fi go to them and say, no, patients are here, we no need for work on the, fi see the patients, them, is not a numbers thing. You can't choose, we can't pay them people. Alright, when them Cuban you forward ya, I know, here then Cuba send come here for them come work on, you know. Them actually I get paid, we provide our tax money pay for the place for them stay, sleep, food for them eat, transportation and all of them something that them get, plus them get paid. When them da Cuba, the only thing them get as somewhere for stay, the government pay for them food same way. Them not get no money for where them can go buy one house for themselves and buy one car for themselves, and no site work over there. So when they come at Jamaica now, it's like them feel like it's a vacation then come on because they really not like we. Because we too black and we too vulgar. If them doctor yeah, them are not people's person and they cannot deal with the public, because we are people where we no want nobody talk to, we know we and treat we like say we worse than nobody else. Even if we don't have a dollar in our name, we are gonna get rebellious. So if them people can't manage the work, send them back to them bumbo-clad country. Send them back to Cuba, go make them stay at Cuba and get people who willing to work are our Jamaican people them. You did have one Jamaican doctor up there at work. And that Jamaican doctor, she's a female. Is a female. So she have to constantly go in a them Cuban doctor your part and take out that it's out of for them part for help the process for the people then can get to see the doctor, get them prescription and move on. Them the Cuban them now work. Them now work and them a get pay attitude. If you pull the door, them finish with a patient. Them now call no name, and when you pull the door for ask, you call any name yet? Them sigh and hold them forehead and hold down their head and look and duck it, and then that's the time them a call one name. It can't work, brethren. It can't. Upper Highgate health center me attack. 2 Cuban doctors up there, them need to leave, them need to go, them cannot manage the work, them no want to manage the work, and they don't care about the Jamaican people, they don't care about we, they don't care. A vacation then come upon, move them from the health center up there and carry them somewhere else. We are going to start a coup, we are going to demonstrate about it and make them move. Take them from the Highgate Health Center, send them back to Cuba, make them go back to their yard. Carry them back to Cuba, make them stay there. Remember when they used to carry Chinese doctor and some African doctor come here, them doctor, they never behave them way here. When the Chinese doctor then come and they in that work, then deal with your so freaking goodies on. Sometimes you have to have them a repeat themselves because you can't understand what them say. And the African doctor, them when they come and then deal with good. So who them bumbo-clad people you know where we tax money a pay? I go like say, Ray, you see me? Me up there from about 8:30 and me I tell you say our time. After 4, me get through with my son yesterday we have a asthma attack. Yesterday after 4, one woman we work up there where we are brown, have to come and send. No, the doctor, the doctor, the Jamaican doctor, after she come back after lunch, she have to come and say, what is wrong with your son? Because she see me now in school clothes. What is wrong with him? And the doctor have to come take that, the one they know have to come take him, put him on nebulizer to stabilize him again because his chest did start hurting back. And me up there, me I think, me I say, I wonder if I go out the door for some big stone and start flinging at this blood clot here. And that me start think. Take the Cuban doctor them out of here, carry them back home, because this now gonna be the last video. This is the first one and it now gonna be the last. And me go see to it that and me ask some people to share the video to make it reach as far as possible. Big up on yourself.
Good morning again, my TikTok family and friends out there. So I have another little news here that I wanted to bring out, but this is for the Caribbean community, more specifically my little island of Jamaica, but it's for all Caribbean, islands or places. So it seems like Donald Trump recently announced a visa sanction against any government that's utilizing Cuba's overseas medical mission. So just for those of you guys that live here in America, so Cuba is really one of the main nation out there that help the Caribbean, whether it's Jamaica. I want to say, I don't want to misspeak, so I'm just going to speak for Jamaica now because that's what I know about. For years, Cuba would go to Jamaica with a medical team and either try to educate or, try to help with any kind of, medical technology, or even some of the doctors are there actually, working with sick citizens. So Cuba is really the nation that helps the Caribbean on any medical field, period. All right. So now Donald Trump is putting out there to all nation that works with Cuba that he's going to put sanction on the government visa. So basically he will put restrictions on the visa, whether the government, I'm going to speak for Jamaica again. So Andrew Holness, him and his administration, maybe they won't be able to come to America, put sanction on the visa like that, or not issue any new visa. I don't think it's to the citizen of Jamaica, but I'm not sure. But I know for sure it's for the government, of Jamaica or other islands. I don't want to just say Jamaica. I'm just speaking to Jamaica specifically because that's what I know about. Because that's where I'm from. So I know the history of, the Cubans coming and helping in the medical field. So I just want to educate you guys on what's happening there and do your own research so you guys know what Andrew Holness is doing here, because I'm not sure where the help else is going to be coming from if they ban Cuba for helping medically in Jamaica. This will be devastating for the island. Devastating. And this is very selfish of Donald. Clearly, Donald Trump does not care about black or brown people. I never thought I'd say that, but I'm going to say it right now. And words of Kanye West, even though I cannot stand that man, but right now, Donald Trump does not care about brown or black people. The idea that you're going to put sanction on visas for these nation that's getting help medically from the only place that will help them, Donald Trump, as Jamaican would say, SYM. My Jamaicans know what I'm talking about that. I'm not going to say it here to disrespect, but SYM all day, every day to you, Donald Trump and your administration. Anyway, my little islands, I'm just educating you guys. Please be aware and also do your own research to see what your local government is doing about this, because this is you guys' health. I don't live in Jamaica. I haven't been there for years. Yes, that's where I'm from, but I haven't been there in years. So you guys take what you want to take away from this and do your research to see what your local government is doing, because it's your health. Have a blessed day.
Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm your host Larry. Well, in today's video it's about Donald Trump's warning on Jamaica, or rather the Caribbean, as not to continue interacting with Cuba and showing support to Cuban doctors. Now I want us to watch this video whereby the Jamaicans, and allow me to call this the second batch of Jamaicans protesting and calling out other Caribbean countries for them not to follow what Donald Trump has sent out as a warning. Now watch this video up to the end. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you're yet to subscribe.
Dear Mr. Prime Minister of Jamaica, never thought I would do this, sir, but here I am from Canada, writing you a letter. Hopefully you will hear it. Dear Mr. Prime Minister, I hope this message finds you well. I am a humble individual with no high standing, but I feel compelled to reach out to you during these uncertain times. I've been closely following the recent developments concerning the American president's stance on the Cuban doctors, and it is disheartening to witness the pressure being placed on the Caribbean islands. However, I have noticed that there are still some nations willing to stand by these dedicated doctors who have done so much to save countless lives. Now, despite the concern raised regarding the funding of the Cuban regime, we must not overlook the immense contributions these doctors have made in healthcare, especially the underserved areas. You know, their work has been invaluable, and it is my hope that you will continue to support them, standing tall against external pressures. These doctors are not only highly skilled, but also driven by compassion. Their presence here in the Caribbean has undeniably made a difference, and I'm sure you agree. I encourage you to keep faith in what is right. As it is written in Psalms 94, the Lord is our refuge and our defense. We trust that God will guide us through this challenge, and He will not allow the wicked to prosper forever. Jamaica is a beautiful island, and I believe that if you focus on creating more opportunities for our people, we can ensure a prosperous future for all Jamaicans. Now let us work together to create an environment where our citizens can thrive without feeling the need to seek opportunities elsewhere. Mr. Prime Minister, I stand with you. We all stand with you. And we hope and pray that you will stand firm during this difficult times. May you continue to lead with wisdom and courage, and don't be afraid to refer to the Holy Bible. And as I will remind you, Psalms 94, it tells us He is our refuge and our defense. I trust that this message will reach you. I trust that you will, I'm sure you're going through a tough time, but we, the Jamaican people, even though I'm not living in Jamaica, I've been here since, my mom, took us here, and I've been here. It's my home, but we're all going through something, Mr. Prime Minister, and I trust and hope that you will find courage in my message, and that all Jamaicans abroad, we stand with you, and we are going to stand with our Cuban doctors.
I just get to understand that the American government is threatening to sanction countries who use Cuban doctors and nurses. And I was very shocked to learn that Jamaica use Cuban doctors and nurses. For real. I mean, sorry, I am very shocked. I mean, over 400 Cuban doctors and nurses, biomedical engineers and technicians from Cuba in Jamaica. I am very shocked, because I did not know that the Jamaican Labour Party deal with Cubans, much less Cuba. I did not know. Forgive me, Jamaica, I just did not know. Like I said, I did not know that the Jamaica Labour Party deal with Cuba. See me? Because about 50 years ago, Jamaica was sanctioned for the same shit. Seeing? 50 years ago, Michael Manley was the Prime Minister of Jamaica, and he was friends with Cuba, Fidel Castro. Seeing? Cuba built schools in Jamaica. See me? Let me see. I can name two of the school them. GC Foster and Jose Marti. See? Cubans built that. See? Michael Manley was also using Cuban doctors and nurses. See? The opposition leader at the time, Edward Siaga, was always saying Michael Manley wants to turn Jamaica into a communist country because he's friends with Cuba. You see me I say? No, America did not like that too. America did not like to see Michael Manley being friends with Cuba. You see? Now, Michael Manley, on hearing that America was upset at him being friends with Cuba, said these words: I will not allow America to dictate to me about which friends I should keep. And as long as this party is in power and I am the leader, we will tread this earth on our feet and not on our knees. Meaning, we're not about to no guy. Bro God, said that if you're bad. Said that if you're bad. Saying anyway, Michael Manley paid a heavy price after that. For real. The Secret Service were sent to Jamaica on a wide scale to every parish in Jamaica to create what? Havoc. You see me? There were riots in the street. People got hungry because what? Food was locked off from Jamaica. So when we heard Papa Eddie say he was going to lock down Jamaica tighter than a sardine tin that not even breeze can pass through, you know, say he was working with America. You see me I say? For real. There were even a few attempts on Manley's life. Yeah. So with me knowing the history, and I was there, you see why I am surprised. Seeing? But now things have come full circle again. You see me I say? And me notice say, bro God, quiet your fuck. Seeing? The Prime Minister of Trinidad attack defending our people, and other prime ministers from other countries that defend for them people. But bro God not defend Jamaicans. I want to go on. Come on, bro God, you have to talk up and defend your people. Be like Michael Manley, youth. How we are do? Well, he must PNP, a labor, so you can't be like him. But anyway, defend your people, bro God. See? You're too quiet.
Top of the morning, every day above ground is a blessing. Always remember that. So chat, Jamaicans. So I want to ask this question. Donald Trump decided that he's going to sanction US visa to every single Caribbean country who helps Cuba. Listen to me now. Donald Trump decided that he's going to sanction US visa to any country who give an hand to the Cubans. So my question is, what is your Prime Minister Andrew Holness gonna do? What will your Prime Minister Andrew Holness gonna do? Is your Prime Minister just going to abandon the Cubans just like that? Is your Prime Minister going to abandon the Cubans just like that? After they help us so many years? Huh? We and the Cubans have such good love. The Cubans come like our family. What is your Prime Minister Andrew Holness going to do? We already know that he's weak, you know. Yes. We already know that Andrew Holness is weak. But what is he going to do right now, knowing that Donald Trump put a sanction on anyone who decided to help the Cubans? Huh? He put a sanction on the US visa. So you know, say if Andrew Holness continue to help the Cubans, when they can't come to America. So, on the Prime Minister, I got just abandon the Cubans just like that. Remember, you know, the Cubans are some of the best doctors around the world, you know. Remember, the Cubans are some of the best doctors around the world. What is your weak Prime Minister going to do? Huh? Is he going to stand up? Or is he going to fall? Is your Prime Minister going to stand up? Or is he going to fall? Because we already know that Andrew Holness is weak. Yes. We already know that Andrew Holness is weak. I was so embarrassed when I came to Jamaica and I saw a LGBTQ, I don't even know how to call him, a LGB flag in a Jamaica, a fly around in a Jamaica, Batman flag, eh? Batty boy flag a fly around in a Jamaica, you know? Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness, this, you know? Theme. JLP. Allow Batty boy to take over the country, you know? But now that Donald Trump asks all of the Caribbean them who they support to stop helping the Cubans, or they are going to sanction US visa to the country who helps the Cubans. What is Donald Trump going to do right now? Ask yourself that question. Because the Cubans have done so much good for Jamaicans. So is Jamaica going to betray the Cubans? Because I would see that as a betrayal. Yes. I would see that as a betrayal. Yes. If I was a Cuban, I would see that as a betrayal. So, is your Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, going to betray the Cubans and get rid of them from the island? Ask yourself that question. Because like I said, you have a very weak Prime Minister running the country. Yes, you have a very weak Prime Minister running the country. But let us see what's going to happen. Yes, people, every day above ground is a blessing. Yes, every day above ground is a what? Blessing. Yes, every day is a new story. Yes, Andrew Holness is weak. Weak. Allow Batman in the country. Eh? Allow Batman in our country to take over. Eh? For it to be a norm in the country. Eh? I was embarrassed when I came there December and I saw the Batty Boy flag, the Pride flag, a fly around. Breeze up, blow it up in the air. Eh? Embarrass people. I am not telling you to go vote for PNP, you know. No. But Andrew Holness definitely not it. No. Andrew Holness definitely not it. But every day above ground is a blessing. I'm out.
Caribbean leaders continue to respond to the threat by the United States to revoke their visas over alleged exploitation of Cuban medical missions. The government has indicated its intention to continue Jamaica's long-standing Cuba Medical Cooperation Program.
The government said in its review of the program, it has not found any evidence that it involves human trafficking. Details in this report.
Caribbean prime ministers have been vocal about their position on the alleged exploitation of Cuban medical missions. This was President of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Ralph Gonsalves, at a meeting in Portland recently.
Does anybody expect that I to go because I want to keep a visa, that I would let 60 persons from the poor and working people to die? It will never happen.
In his 4-hour-long speech on Thursday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness did not address the issue, which public commentator Jermaine Barrett believes is critical in this time.
We did not get a strong and a defiant position from the Prime Minister. I think the Prime Minister, of course, is a bit of a strategist, is a pragmatist, and he's trying to work this thing through to Jamaica's benefit.
The government's position came on Thursday, but not from Prime Minister Holness. Instead, Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith.
Our structured process of review and engagement is progressing well, and we remain confident in the integrity of this program. We continue to engage diplomatically, including discussions which I held with the Cuban Foreign Minister, the current head of the U.S. Embassy, with whom both Minister Tufton and I and our teams met, and of course, as between CARICOM foreign ministers, as you would be aware, we have had discussions. We've exchanged perspectives, and we are seeking to ensure the best understanding and outcomes of this matter.
In a statement, Senator Johnson-Smith said a review of the program was initiated well before international scrutiny started. She insists improvements will be made to its administration.
Given that the MOU had expired last year, the government of Jamaica had already begun a review process even before any international concerns were raised. So while we have identified a few areas for alignment with our own overseas labor programs and how they are administered, we are confident that the Cuban program is a legitimate bilateral cooperation program, not an example of trafficking.
Jamaica's medical cooperation program with Cuba has been in place since 1976 and has operated under a memorandum of understanding upheld by successive administrations. More than 400 Cuban nurses and doctors are working on the island.
So the U.S. is putting sanctions on any country and restrictions on any country that is working with Cuban health workers, right? Now let me tell y'all something, okay? As of intention, right? And I know for a majority of other CARICOM countries, Cuba plays a vital part in the health of the Caribbean. Cuba has some of the best medical care, but if you didn't know, the doctors and the nurses from Cuba will actually work in other Caribbean countries. So they work at one of our centers that do like hemodialysis. That's something that we can't offer, without them. We're a small country. And even they'll perform like eye surgery, other surgeries as well for doctors or specialists that we may not have. There's a Cuban doctor that may be able to offer that, right? And I know Trinidad works with them as well, Grenada works with them as well, Jamaica works with them as well. And so the US has basically said, okay, if these countries continue to work with Cuba, we're going to take away the visa of the prime ministers. So they can't come to the US or whatever. And basically, the prime minister, the PM of Barbados, shout out my girl, and the comrade, Ralph, okay? They were like, okay, well, you do what you gotta do. We're going to do what we gotta do. But we're not going to stop relations with Cuba. US is wanted to say we trafficking the people. This is a partnership. Just because you and Cuba they don't like each other, that don't have nothing to do with us. And for us, for the intentions, like, we actually get like a couple medical scholarships a year for our students to go to medical school in Cuba. they have to like learn Spanish and stuff. But basically, I love that the Caribbean is standing up. They're like, listen, you do what you gotta do, friend, but we are not stopping relations with Cuba. So basically, you know, Trump and them trying to threaten the Caribbean, and the Caribbean is like, you about to learn something today. Ralph? Okay. Ralph, yes, stand on business with this. We talk about this specifically, okay? Everybody?
Yeah, morning time TikTok. Big up to my TikTok family, you know. Well, I see what go on, you know, in the Caribbean. Seeing? With Trump, I say, boy, right now, if the Caribbean leaders, them want to keep them visa, them fi don't work with the Cuban doctor, them send them out of them country. See? What may I say? Over the years, more than 40 odd years, Cuba under sanction. See? From America. From the Cuban Revolution war. Way back in Fidel Castro time, them sanction Cuba. Cuba can't do no trade, no business with most I world. Saying? And the people in Cuba are the most resilient people me know. Them people that go through the struggles, educate the whole of them, whole of the population. Everybody in Cuba educated. I don't think they have a literacy rate past 1%. Everybody illiterate and a professional. They have the best doctor. Years upon years, Cuban doctor help the Caribbean. Not only in Jamaica, but most of the Caribbean and Africa. Saying, when it comes to Jamaica, the cataract them in a Jamaican elderly people. Terrible. A Cuban doctor come scrape the people them eye. All my father get benefit from it. Them scrape them eye. Cause the cataract dangerous at Jamaica. Saying? So how now we turn our back through a local visa for the Cuban people? All of the Caribbean, I see me and Motley, you know. Motley, the Barbados, say she joined the front of the line. Fi give up them visa and we stand up for Cuban brothers and sisters. And we want our Prime Minister and our bro God saying, fi stand up for the Cuban people them too, you know. Don't make them frighten you about, don't make Donald Trump frighten you about visa. See? What may I tell you say? All the Caribbean leaders, may I invite you now to come to Canada. Canada nice and beautiful, clean, we are peaceful people, loving people. See? We don't have a big rat over here run up and down, like over Uncle Sam. See? Our country clean and nice, so you can come and visit Canada anytime, any day, any night. See? You can go Europe, you can go all over, you don't have to go over Uncle Sam. So don't make that scare now and say, boy, you pick them a visa and way. You don't have to dwell upon that, brother. You look out for your Cuban neighbor. Because we can swim from Jamaica to Cuba, just 90 miles. See? And I use Cuba and I stand up for it. So you don't make no frighten. And Mr. Prime Minister of Jamaica, more you come out and talk. Because we know you say nothing tough yet, you know. I want you to come out and talk for the people. Make Uncle Sam know say, if they want to take the visa, make them take it. You're not responsible about that. What you responsible is the Jamaican people that get help from the Cuban, because them help the whole of the Caribbean and Africa, brother. See? And then people, if you look for the car over Cuba, them a pure old car over there and all kind of sitting. How the man them pressure the people and people them make use of what them have. For decades upon decades still now. And in a modern time now when people be free up, you know, still want pressure people them, brother. Do you know, we stand up and fight that one here. More the Prime Minister stand up and fight that one here, you know. See? If you want Jamaican people to love you more, stand up for the Cuban people them, brother. You hear that? That's how we have it said today. But why cat favorite food? A mouse.
In terms of Cuban doctors in Jamaica. Let us be clear. The Cuban doctors in Jamaica have been incredibly helpful to us. Jamaica has a deficit in health personnel, primarily because many of our health personnel have migrated to other countries. We are, however, very careful not to exploit the Cuban doctors who are here. We ensure that they are treated within our labor laws and benefit like any other worker. So any characterization of the program by others certainly would not be applicable to Jamaica. We are ensuring that our program complies with all the international laws and standards to which we are a party to.
Don't do it. Don't you dare do it, yeah? Don't cut ties with Cuba because a certain set of persons I tell we say, I try for bad way up until we say what we can do. And you have to remember say, when sickness take on eye them, a Cuba send them people them to come heal with. A Cuba I send the doctors and nurses them to every single country in the Caribbean to make sure that we are provided the services that we cannot afford to provide in our own countries. Cuban doctors are top tier, and the best thing about it is they are getting paid. So what kind of trafficking you not talk about? I must say traffic light you must say I refer to, because it couldn't be Cuba. Cuba was literally this with Jamaica from day one. Una gonna say una cut ties because certain set of persons don't even provide that medical care that we need in the Caribbean. Like how Cuba just go out of them way. Cuba not even wink. Them not even wink them eye.
Once again, welcome back to my channel, and I have to appreciate you all for watching this video up to this point. Now, this is a strong movement, or rather a bold move by the people of Jamaica. They have strongly shown their support in Cuba and Cuban doctors. Now, Donald Trump went ahead, sent out his warning that any country that will show support to Cuba and the Cuban doctors, they will not be allowed to travel to Jamaica, and that they would face severe consequences. Now, these consequences, I mean, it's just revoking their visas. Now, we know that there are 6 Caribbean countries that have been banned from traveling to the United States, in which I'll be discussing in my next video. So, also the Prime Minister of Jamaica, who's Dr. Andrew Holness, went ahead and said that Cuba has really helped Jamaica so much, and that they will continue with the cooperations that they've had with Cuba for a very long time, and nothing will jeopardize the relationship between Cuba and Jamaica. Now, more Jamaicans came out, supported the Prime Minister, and this is a very bold move, because we all know that in Jamaica there are 2 major races, I mean political parties, which is JLP and the PNP. Now, these people, they didn't care, or rather, yeah, let me just say care. They didn't care about this leader is from the JLP party, so they won't support him. Now, they all came out, did congratulate the Prime Minister of Jamaica for making this bold step and for sticking with Cuba. Now, that shows that despite these political differences, Jamaica is a very united country, and that's something that most countries are supposed to learn from Jamaica. Unity, love, it's only the thing that matters to Jamaicans, and for that I have to appreciate you all. Most Jamaicans did come out in big numbers in support of the Prime Minister for stepping forward and standing firm to send his support to Cuba. Now, also we've seen other Caribbean leaders. They've went ahead, did these interviews to the medias. They have shown that they don't fear anybody. They don't bow to the United States. And I am happy that we are now having the United States of the Caribbean. How I wish our African leaders could follow the same thing, not bow to these external powers. You know, as they say, whoever feeds you controls your mouth. Now, if we let the United States continue sending us the massive support, we all know that this doesn't come as for free, because in return, there must be something that the United States will gain from this favor they are sending to us. Now, look at Captain Ibrahim Traore. Captain Ibrahim Traore did tell the French militaries in Burkina Faso that we don't need you. Our militaries is capable of enough of protecting our country. So what you can do is pack your stuffs and leave. Now, this came as a shocker to a lot of countries. Most of it came as a shocker to our puppet leaders, because they never thought a young leader would send out, or rather would make this bold statement to these external foreign powers. Now, but look at currently, Burkina Faso is a free debt country. Look at the major development they have made in Burkina Faso. I don't know why it's taking other countries so long to learn from Captain Ibrahim Traore. Well, once again, I have to appreciate the Caribbean leaders and mostly the Prime Minister of Jamaica for standing firm and support Cuba. Otherwise, I'm your host Larry. Remember, if you're watching my videos for the first time, kindly subscribe, like, comment and share. To my returning subscribers, I have to say thank you so much for choosing to come back and watch my videos. To my new subscribers, my new viewers, I want to assure you that you are on the right channel. So, until we meet again, peace out.